There's a large number, Andrew, of shovel-ready projects in the infrastructure pipeline, and we didn't hear mention of many of those
ones are
today.
they?
Well, I mean, I've got a massively long list that I can email across
give me
to
one.
you. Well, you know, we've got HS2 that doesn't seem to be progressing very fast. There's electrification of the Midlands main line, which has been halted time and time again. Well, we've got a vast number of them, and they're available on the government website.
But give me a shovel-ready.
Take a look at them.
I understand the website's full of infrastructure projects, and I perfectly take Labour's point that a lot of them haven't been implemented. But give me an infrastructure project that is shovel-ready.
Well, Swansea Tidal Lagoon is something that the government has been pushing for.
That would take years to plan.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining us again. Much appreciated. It's been a while since this person's really come up on the radar, but I do remember her from going back. It used to irritate me like there was no tomorrow. Real sort of beaut. You know, typical sort of Corbyn lefty from back in the day, but she used to be on everything at one point. She used to be in all the political programmes. You could never get rid of her. She was on everything. Her and Laura Pidcock and I guess Angela Rayner as well. They're all out of the same stable, I guess. And I'd wonder where she disappeared to. And this was an interesting piece from another political programme with Andrew Neil, and she was there. She was on there, basically talking about Labour projects and shovel-ready projects and this, that and the other. And Andrew Neil was absolutely destroying her, as he does with everybody, on facts and figures and things. It's just interesting because she used to really annoy me, and I thought, where is she now? Where's she gone to? She must have finished. She must have packed in as an MP. Anyway, it turns out she's still an MP. Has anybody seen her? Because I haven't seen her. Apparently, she's still the MP for Salford. The boundaries changed. It was Salford and Eccles, and now it's Salford. And she's still an MP, but I know there's a lot of Labour MPs, so it's it's hard to distinguish between them, and they're all terrible. So they're all super bad. But I've not seen her around. I've not seen her on any programmes. I never see her pop up on Politics Live or anything like that. But yeah, she's still with us, apparently. And she got in on a 53% majority at the last election, the 2024 election. And she's still going. But she was very prominent at one time. She actually challenged Keir Starmer for the Labour leadership at one time, which is astonishing to think about now when you think about what she was like. I mean, she was terrible. She sort of lost her way a little bit in the Corbyn era, because I think she did a couple of bad things. She retweeted some not very nice tweets and things like that, and so I think she ended up being demoted to the sort of backbenchers, as it were. But I thought this was a classic piece. It's only a short one, but it just shows you. It'll just remind everybody who may have forgotten about Rebecca Long-Bailey exactly what she was like. It's a classic. So here we go. I'm not going to talk longer. Let's get into it.
To balance the books.
Because it's fiscally responsible to do so. You can't expect to pluck money from the money tree. It's responsible for the government to invest in the future, but at the same time you should never have to borrow for your public spending. That should come through your tax.
Well, what other government does it?
Pardon?
What other government does balance the books around the Western world?
Well, there are a number of fiscal positions taken by other governments around the world. It's difficult to pinpoint particular governments who have a 0% deficit. I think it's
Germany is one.
Well, they've had a long-term industrial strategy, and I think
as I look at Italy, France, Spain, the United States, they're not planning to balance the books. So I wondered why Labour thought it was so important.
No, it's fiscally responsible to balance the books, but you can't balance the books at the expense of not investing in your future and your future infrastructure, because you have to balance the books at the same time of ensuring future productivity and future tax receipts.
What would you do to raise productivity?
Well, we'd invest in infrastructure on a larger scale than the Chancellor's put forward today. What he said today is certainly welcome. Some of it's a repeat of what his predecessor had put forward.
That's a long term. It takes a long time for infrastructure investment, to happen, and B, to have an impact on
Well,
productivity.
no, I think there's...
So what would you do to
There's
raise
a large,
it in the first couple of years?
There's a large number, Andrew, of shovel-ready projects in the infrastructure pipeline, and we didn't hear mention of many of
what
those
ones are they?
today. Well, I mean, I've got a massively long list that I can email
Okay, well,
across
give me one.
to you. Well, you know, we've got HS2 that doesn't seem to be progressing very
That's not
fast. There's
shovel-ready.
electrification of the Midlands main line, which has been
That's not
halted time and
shovel-ready.
time again. Well, we've got a vast number of them, and they're available on the government website.
But give me
should
a
you want to
shovel-ready
take a
one.
look at
I
them.
understand the website's full of infrastructure projects, and I perfectly take Labour's point that a lot of them haven't been implemented. But give me an infrastructure project that is shovel-ready.
Well, Swansea Tidal Lagoon is something that
That's
the
not
government has
shovel-ready.
been
That would
pushing
take
for.
years to plan. That hasn't even got planning permission yet.
Well, I think if you look on the government website, Andrew, you can see a long list of the shovel-ready projects if you're so interested to do so.
No, what
But
I
the
see
point
on
is,
the point is
that
this.
there are a list
What I
of
see
them
on the government
available
website.
for the
Hold on.
government
What
to
I
put
see on the
forward
government
today.
website is a long list of infrastructure projects. What I don't see is shovel-ready. I'll give you an example, get you to react. HS2 was approved 8 years ago, so it was hardly shovel-ready. In fact, the diggers turned up last week to begin part of the building in Bucks. They didn't have the right local authority permits. They'll be sent away, and they won't be allowed back to sometime in the new year. It's not shovel-ready.
Well, I appreciate there are a number of local issues on particular projects, and those need to be addressed as quickly as possible. But there are a number of projects that, if the Chancellor did a bit of further investigation on, he would find that they were shovel-ready. And again, if you look...
So there we go. Interesting. And it's the sort of typical thing that these vacuous MPs come on programmes like this with Andrew Neil, who's, you know, he's so on point with everything. He knows all the facts and figures. He must just look at these people and say, why are you even in politics? Because they're so lightweight. They're just utter lightweights. How do they get away with it, you know? Apparently she also lied on her CV about her previous experience I think she was a solicitor, and she'd lied about where she'd worked and things like that, and the time that she'd worked there, a bit like Reeves did. And, you know, they get into these positions on this decent money, you know, and all sorts of other perks, you know, and they're clueless. They want to get a job in Tesco's, half of these people. It's honestly ridiculous. But it was just interesting because they use these sayings. They all have these sayings. They roll them out and say, oh, shovel-ready this, shovel-ready that. They've no idea what they mean by shovel-ready. And he just proved it, because I think he was sick of them saying, oh, this is shovel-ready, that's shovel-ready. It's just something they just blurt out, shovel-ready, because it sounds funky. You know, it sounds like, you know, they know what they're talking about, and they don't, you know. And she just went through 3 or 4 then, and she just absolutely got battered. So I just thought I'd bring that up only because I thought, where is she? Has anybody seen her on anything? Because I haven't. You know, she never seems to be on anything now. I think they may be trying to keep her off television because of the things that she did and said and the damage she caused, the anti-Semitism row that she was involved with. But if anybody has seen her, then let me know, because I'd be interested to find that clip or what have you. But I haven't seen her on anything. And probably a good job, really, for Labour, because she is terrible, absolutely terrible. Anyway, thanks for joining us. It's great to have you back. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I will see you on the next one.